July 21st, 2025. First thing first, let me know your thoughts on today's new episode down below. What did y'all think? Did y'all like it? Not too much happened on today's episode, y'all. Nicole running around confronting everybody. No, okay. So what we're gonna start? Anita and Vernon. Vernon was ended up blaming himself. Excuse me. Vernon was blaming himself. He said how he made a bad situation worse, and I said, you know what? He did, didn't he? He did, cause he called Malone. Malone brought Elon, and then somehow I'm assuming Malone's the one who got Joey involved. I think they said Vernon had called Bill, then Bill called Ted. I was like, you know what? You right, Vernon. At first off, I said you ain't gonna blame yourself. Ain't no point in blaming yourself. But you know what? You did make things worse. I said he did make things worse, didn't he? He done invited everybody. But yeah, I said with Naomi, we gonna go ahead. Let me go and say this. I said, Naomi, you might as well sit this one out. Jacob about to lock everybody up. He about to lock everybody up. He already said he didn't care. He told Smitty he didn't care if he found out his daddy was involved. Nobody is above the law. Ain't that how you say it? Ain't nobody above the law. I said, yeah, Naomi, you might as well say that the pre-mess. He already arrested your mama. You should know. If he arrest your mama, he'll arrest his daddy. He'll arrest what she said it is, her cousin. He'll arrest the cousin and everything. I said everybody going to jail. Jacob said he not backing down. Hold on, y'all. Jacob said everybody must go. Hold on. Like I said, Vernon was saying how he made a bad situation worse, and I said true that he definitely did, because once he made that one call, everybody else started getting involved. Martin came in and he was saying how he wanted to see Nicole. She ended up coming later in the episode. Nicole ends up confronting Ted about keeping secrets, and they were just going back and forth. He was trying to explain that he wanted to protect Martin. That was the main focus. He was like, did you hear anything that they said? Martin and your daddy could have died or whatever. And she don't care nothing about that. She just thinking about how they kept secret from her or whatever. And that's all she kept talking about. Then he tried to spin it and say, you know, I didn't want to get you involved anyways because, you know, you could get in trouble too. And I was like, just save it, dude. But he do seem like he kind of over her. Not over her, but over her mess or whatever. And the fact that she won't forgive. And he just kept trying to explain himself. And she was like, you understand or you see what's going to happen next. And I said, she finna get a divorce. I said, she finna divorce him and he finna go over there with the crazy lady. He finna go over there with the crazy wig lady now, y'all. And she gonna go over there with what's his name? His friend. What's his friend name? Carson. She finna go over here with Carson. He look like he gonna go with her. What was that? The first episode we seen him? I think we only seen him maybe 3 times, 2 to 3 times. And he was like, he made some comment about wanting a woman like Nicole. I said, yeah, he gotta watch you. I said, you one of them ones. He gotta watch you. Anytime somebody make a comment like that about their friend, wife, or girlfriend, y'all know what's happening. Y'all already know. I said, Nicole gonna go over there with Carlton, and Ted gonna go over there with the crazy wig lady. He obviously don't care that she crazy. He won't stay away from her. But yeah, let's see. We already talked about Anita and Vernon. Nicole and Ted, like I said, she was confronting him and he was trying to explain the reason why they kept a secret, and he was just trying to protect their son and her father, and she didn't care. She felt like they all just betrayed her and not telling her anything, and that's all she kept talking about. She told him whatever slim chance they had of getting back together, he ruined it. And he was trying to tell her not to use that as an excuse not to, you know, give them another chance and stuff like that. But she didn't want to hear it. She didn't know. She told him, you understand what comes next? And she walked out. She walked out. And I was like, yep. And Bill had came over. He was like, he may need him for the, as a the divorce attorney or whatever. Excuse me. And, that's when he was like, he's not a divorce attorney, but he knows the people, whatever. And I said, that's why I said it seemed like he kind of over it. He's like, I got options. He said, I got an option. I got the crazy lady in her dress that she was talking about waiting on me. No, he has been trying though, but once again, you can't hurt nobody then tell them when they should forgive you, how they should forgive you, or how they should react to how you betrayed them. I don't understand why people are always doing it. But at the same time, now down the line, she continue, might as well go and get that divorce. But what else? Jacob and Naomi, and this is what I was talking about, y'all. I said, he was talking about Martin, and she was like, you really think he's involved? He ends up talking. I said, you ain't supposed to discuss these cases anyway. I guess because it's not an official case or something. He was talking about the body that's found, and Martin connected, and he tried to talk to Smitty, but Smitty was shutting down on him and everything. And they would just talk about that, and they would just talk about Martin, and she was like, if he is involved, she basically wanted him to turn the blind eye. He was like, no, I'm not gonna do that, even if my dad involved. He's like, you just like a Dupree or whatever. And she's like, yeah, if you mean protecting my family, and you supposed to be one too. And I said, they finna have problems. They already was struggling when he arrested Danny, her mama. they definitely finna be struggling there because everybody gotta go. Everybody gonna get. That's what they don't know. Everybody finna get locked up at this point. Well, I said Martin would go. His daddy Elon would go. Would Vernon go? If they covering up, do they get locked up for that? I don't know. Either way it go, half the doggone town would be arrested. And if not that, Joey would try to take everybody out. But yeah, they was just going back and forth about that. He was getting mad or whatever. She was getting mad because he implied that he'll have to do what he had to do if it came to her family. And she was like, "You supposed to be one of us." I was like, "Lady, if your mama getting arrested wasn't a wake up call to let you know this man mean business, he take his job very seriously. I don't know what to tell you." She tried to convince him to let Elon and what's his name Malone handle the case or whatever. And I was like, they finna get ready to have some problems. I said, look at this. It's like a domino effect. Every time one got something going on, it affect everybody around them. But what else? I forgot. What was the last thing? I think the last thing was she was trying to convince him to let it go and let them handle it or something like that. But I don't think he gonna let that fly. I definitely don't. I think they said something about Elon this week. Something he gonna do. But I was like, yeah, Jacob is on the case. Well, they said Chase is on the case. Jacob is on the case. And he not backing down. He just sitting up there thinking about it. I said, you don't even know. You don't even know. Everybody got to get locked up. Everybody. Let me see. Who we got next? Danny and Andre. They just was laying in bed. I think he asked her what led to this, and he was like, "Let me guess, Bill or whatever." And she was like, "Yeah." I think she was about to tell him everything that they talked about, but that's when she got the call from Eddie and them saying to come over. They end up explaining it took place. Um, Bill and Chelsea. Chelsea was asking him about the case he's supposed to be helping her with in regards to that brand. I think, what did I say at first? I said something about that. It was somebody I was thinking it was involved. I can't remember what I said about that case, but I'm assuming they're gonna show us down the line. But she was asking about that. He was like, he hasn't had time, and she was just going off at first. He thought that she was talking about the whole Martin thing, but then she revealed it was about her and Cat Purse line, and they was just talking about that. He was like, he had so much going on with him having 2 strokes and all this other stuff, and she was like, okay, I understand. And she told him right then and there. She said, we got to stop keeping secrets from each other and stuff like that. I said, he's supposed to told her. He's supposed to told her, well, it's something you should know. Might as well. Everybody else in town finding out this week. Everybody else in town finding out. I say, might as well told her right then and there. She gonna be upset again. Naomi gonna be upset too once she find out. And I was like, man, they just started to get back good with their daddy. Now look at this. And I also said with that, I was like, eventually I feel like Bill's, he already been saying how he fed up with them or whatever. But I feel like eventually he's gonna stop doing things for them. Cause they always, anytime something go wrong, Bill this and Bill that. Now he do be involved, but that's cause they involved him. And I was like, I know he get tired of that. He seen it. I said, we seen it. I said the wrong thing again. I seen it on today's episode when Chelsea was just going off and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, he's sick of the decrees. And then with Ted was asking him what he did as well. And I was like, y'all need to stop involving him. Duh. Hold on, y'all. Let's see, who else we got? Derek, Shanice, Ashley. So Derek done showed up and he was like, hey, or something. And Ashley thought he was talking to her, but he was talking to Shanice. He was bringing back the little resistant bands, but he was really trying to make Ashley jealous, and she was trying to make him jealous. So they just over there flirting and stuff like that. And he said he didn't know if he just trying to, make Ashley jealous or if he actually sees something happening between him and Shanice or whatever. So I'm assuming we're going to find out. Now, I didn't expect them to do this. I guess we should have known because Shanice kept making comments about Derek and that fine boyfriend of yours and your boyfriend this and that, so we should have known. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know who I thought Shanice was going to end up with, but I didn't think it was going to be Derek. But we'll see. Maybe Andre, because she kept saying how he was a player and stuff, but they ain't never started nobody before. Hold on. But yeah, they were just flirting, and then Ashley, she was making it very obvious though. When Andre came, she done called him talking about she need backup. I said, y'all know y'all at work. She's talking about she need backup. He shows up, she started flirting and just laughing real loud to let them know. She turned all the way around so they could see. I said, you making it very obvious. I said, you're supposed to pretend like, you actually, well, we all know she actually is into Andre, and Andre actually is into her. But yeah, she just turned all around. I said, you ain't supposed to make it obvious. What the world? She turned all the way around so they could see her or whatever. Then Derek go there. I said, Derek, don't fall for it. She let you know right then and there. She didn't want you, buddy. Hold on. Then she tried to play it like he was crazy, like nothing was going on between her and Andre. Who she out with? Andre. But yeah, Andre over here, he like, what's going on or whatever. So she moved out the way so he could see that Shanice and Derek was sitting over there. So they just over here, she flirting with him and stuff, just laughing all loud so Derek can see her or whatever. And Andre's just standing up there clueless. I said, Andre, Danny using you and Ashley using you. You need to find you somebody else, buddy. You need to get somebody else at this point, because that's not okay either. So then, after they seen Andre, or Derek seen Andre ends up leaving. Derek came to talk to her. What did he say to her? Um, what did he say to her? He was checking on her. I think he said he wanted her to be happy. Is that what he said? Yeah, he wanted her to be happy, but he just wanted her to be happy with him. I said, let it go now. I said, turn them loose. Let it go. It's over. Let it go now. What they said, don't get nobody to know multiple times to show you they don't want you. I said, let her go. She want to sit up there and play games and act like she ain't into this man. Then let her do that by herself. But yeah, he was just saying how he wished that, she would have been happy with him. And she was like, I just hope you don't hate me. And he was like, I could never hate you. I could never hate you. I could just be a fool. Look, nah, I could never hate you or whatever. And that's, well, is that the last thing? No, that ain't the last thing. I was trying to end the review. We got some more people to talk about. Wait a minute. Bill and Ted. Bill ends up stopping by. Ted didn't even know nothing about the rest of the stuff that was going on. So that's when Bill ends up telling him everything. And of course, he had a problem with them allegedly murdering people. Ashley was at this. She was, and she was making it so obvious. I was like, you ain't supposed to make it obvious. But what else? Martin and B was just, I already talked about how he asked him about a divorce attorney. He was like, he don't do that, but he knows the people, and he wanted him to give him that information in case he needs it or whatever. And they was just talking about everything that happened with the man in the park and stuff like that. Hold on. And what else we got? Nicole showed up. They end up giving her the room so she could support Martin. She was telling him how everything's okay now because Mommy's here. Mommy's here. She telling Bill on this week's episode, she's like, she the fixer now. I said, good luck with that, because they done messed up some stuff. I said, good luck fixing that, sweetheart. And she just kept telling everybody, she's a therapist. Lord have mercy, excuse me. She was saying how she's a therapist. She could have helped him navigate everything that he's been dealing with or whatever. It never occurred to nobody to tell her. And I said, you know what? She kind of got a point, but the way she acting, I said, I probably wouldn't told her either. I ain't gonna pretend. I don't know. But yeah, she also asked Ted, she was like, do you think I would have turned and hit my son in? I said, probably. You probably like Jacob over here. Jacob would have turned him in. Jacob definitely gonna turn him in. Hold on. I said, Smitty done messed up now. Jacob on the case. He finna get ready to report everything he knows. He gonna go to the person that's above Elon and them. But yeah, I wonder if they finna get ready to bury all this stuff. Hold on. I already talked about Ashley and Derek. Nicole was telling Martin to get some rest, and she was just telling him he has her now and all that. Danny ends up coming in to support excuse me, to support Nicole or whatever, and saying, they not the enemy, they her family, they care about her or whatever. So we'll see if she actually stops pushing them away or whatever. But I think that's everything, y'all. Yeah, I think that's everything. What they said supposed to happen on this week's episode, I know she's supposed to confront Bill. He's supposed to be saying how he saved her baby boy, and she's supposed to be telling him how she's the fixer now or whatever. I think, what else? Did they show Haley? I don't know if they showed Haley or not, but it's about time for this Leslie storyline to come to an end, ain't it? That's like, wait a minute now. She's supposed to have been locked up. Well, yeah, that's it. Oh, Tomas and Eva supposed to be kissing, and they say that what's her name? Kat's supposed to walk in on them. I don't know what they gonna be doing, but that's what they say allegedly. If they say allegedly, y'all. And I said, Tomas, you fool you. You fool you. But that's it. That's all. Let me know y'all thoughts down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces. Have a great rest of the day and be safe.